The Chromecast audio isn't perfect, it's left a few feature gaps here and there, not many but a few. That's where the AudioCast comes in with its attempt to fill in some of those gaps and make this already great concept even greater. Does it succeed though? Well, kind of. This is the reveal of the AudioCast. So starting off with the device itself, this looks almost identical to a Chromecast audio. It's small, circular, and has the same vinyl look to the top of it. On the bottom there's a rubber circle that holds it in place on a table. As for ports, there's a micro USB in to charge it, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. There's also a WPS button on the side to connect this device to Wi-Fi. To connect the AudioCast to your router, you just press the WPS button on the AudioCast and then press the WPS button on your router. If you can't do this for some reason, maybe you don't have a WPS button on your router, be sure to look in the description for the steps to do this without a WPS button and just normally. I didn't want to put it in the video because I didn't want to make it too long. Anyway though, once you've connected, you should see this screen. One thing that you should change before you go any further is audio quality. Swipe 2 times to the left and then head to settings. I'll get back to the top part later on, but at the bottom you'll see audio quality. I have mine right at the top, but set this to whatever you want. Now heading back, we may as well talk about this screen before we move on. As well as being toggles for which of these show up on the menu bar, these are all of the services that the AudioCast supports. It doesn't support everything, with a notable app missing being SoundCloud. It does mean that you won't be able to play music from those services. If you don't see your service on here, then don't get this. I don't feel like this device is targeting the audience though. I mean, don't get me wrong, for any of the apps that are in the menu bar, this device is going to work perfectly fine, but you're not going to be able to control a lot of the streaming apps directly within the streaming app. You're going to have to control them through the app. On Spotify, the device actually shows up within the Connected Devices app. It also works totally fine that way. I didn't get any buffering or weird sounds or anything like that. Playback was just fine. But where this device really shines though is in its ability to play your own music if you don't rely on streaming services. Unlike the Chromecast audio, this device lets you play music that you've got stored locally on your phone or on a network attached storage drive. It also has AirPlay support that lets you play your computer's music via iTunes. These features are really what differentiates the AudioCast as well as the Chromecast audio, and I feel should be a big influence on which device you go with. That's not all that you should consider though. As with the Chromecast audio, you can cast the same song to multiple speakers at the same time.
Playback in sync.
But the AudioCast takes it a step further by letting you stream only the left and right audio channels to speakers, giving you a pretty nice stereo setup that actually works really well if you've got 2 of the speakers with the respective channels. It sounds amazing, especially if you have a song that really takes advantage of stereo sound. It does mess up sometimes when switching songs and takes longer than it should to change occasionally, but if you just leave it playing then it should work totally fine. You can also cast separate songs to 2 different AudioCasts at the same time and still control them both through the app. There's also a sleep timer too that only works in predefined increments. That's pretty annoying, and an alarm that can wake you up to music. So yeah, this device really has a lot going for it. Yeah, it's not perfect. If you don't use WPS, the setup process is pretty annoying. Music switching doesn't work perfectly when controlling 2 AudioCasts at the same time, and there's lots of grammar mistakes everywhere that involves this device. But if you can deal with all of that, this is a pretty great device, and it does have a few unique features that I think really for some people will make it better than the Chromecast audio, even though it's around the same price. So what do you think though? Do any of you actually have this device? Any of you thinking of getting it? Be sure to leave your comments down below. Be sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.